you bring them to me. Okay.
Okay.
So now dealing with youth is that you have to take the uninterest, give them a direction. So what I do with the youth is pick them up, the uninterested people, and get them. So it is something like this, making them do what I want, but the way in which they like doing it.
I see.
For example, if I want them to visit River Ganga, which is a beautiful river, you sit quietly in the river, the mind becomes calm effortlessly. And the beauty of the river itself is amazing. And that's holy. You sit there and the mind becomes quiet. That is holiness, where you sit quietly and the mind becomes still. So it's like a pilgrimage. But you tell them, let's go on a pilgrimage, they are not going to come. So I tell them saying, come on, let's go for whitewater rafting. But that would be in River Ganga. So I tell them the glory.
Nice way of bringing
so
it.
I tell them the glory of the river, the beauty of it, and make them sit quietly and experience stillness. And once they get a glimpse of the stillness, you have ignited them. They continue. So how do we reach there? Making them do what I want, the way in which they like doing it.
How do they keep in touch with you after they've had that experience? If they want to reconnect with you, or they want to reconnect with that stillness, how do they go about doing that?
My job is to make people independent, not dependent on me. So I guide them so that they become independent.
Right.
So some of them are in touch with me, they continue the organizational work. And whenever they have a doubt or they need a clarification, they call me, they are in touch with email or things like that. But basically I don't keep them as my dependents. I teach them independence. The objective of Vedanta, why Swami Chimaya came to us, is to make us independent. So we make them only independent that way.
So it's more freedom, more on that thought. When you work with the youth, what is that, apart from taking them to an unknown journey or being an adventurous journey, what does it bring to you?
See, for example, in India, 70% of youth, 70% of India's population is below 35 years.
Yeah,
it's a very young nation. Do you understand the youth energy? We only give them a direction. In Chinmaya mission, we have the youth.
To our conversation with Swami Mitrananda. And Swamiji, can you also inform us a little bit more about the Chinmaya mission, especially in Indonesia, and how we can also be a part or learn how to, on the road to freedom from thoughts and find harmony and balance in life?
Chinmaya mission was started by Swami Chimaya, who was a journalist prior to becoming a Swami.
So he was always in the search for information.
He was always in search for the information, and he was part of the Indian freedom movement and was quite active in it, and he was also jailed, sent to prison for the freedom cause. And it was there, when he was in the prison, his health deteriorated, and it came to him strongly that if he gets a chance to live, he thought he was thinking, if he gets a chance to live again, he would find the puzzle of life and solve it.
I see.
So that's the urge which came, but he was a non-believer. He never thought religion would give him an opportunity to it. So as a journalist, he wanted to make a story on sannyasis, saying that these are something like a parasite on the society.
Oh.
So with that mind, he went to Rishikesh and met Swami Shivananda, and he thought he'll write a story about him. But Shivananda, being a very dynamic personality and who himself was a doctor earlier, inspired him, and he found they are actually working, and it's not, they are actually giving more than what they take. And so he studied and he got initiated by Swami Shivananda, and Swami Shivananda sent him to another teacher further up in the Himalayas, Swami Tapovanam. So he went there and studied under the feet of Swami Tapovanam the Upanishads. So that way his knowledge he gained from Swami Tapovanam, and the initial beginning, the initiation was given by Swami Shivananda. In 1951, he came down from the Himalayas. And
so how long was he there? Sorry?
6-7 years. And then he came down to Pune in 1951 and started his talks. That day there were 4 people attending the talks, which the master used to say, the 4 included him.
I see.
But then from second day onwards the movement began. We have more than 250 centers, and we are committed in spreading the knowledge, and we are committed in education, in the field of education. So we have in India more than 80 schools, Chinmaya Vidyalayas, and then what do we focus on? We focus on 4 or 5 wings. For children we have something called Bal Vihar, which was started in 1951-52.
Yeah.
And then for the youth we have Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. Then for the mothers we have Devi group. Then for adults we have study class, and for senior citizens we have Vanaprastha establishments. These are the 5 grassroots activities of Chinmaya Mission.
And covers the entire, all the age groups.
All the age groups are covered in it.
Yeah.
Plus we do lot of rural development programs. For last 20 years we have been working on it. We have covered more than 1,500, 600 villages in India, mainly in Himachal Pradesh. Now we are doing a lot of work in Orissa. Slowly it has spread to Andhra and Tamil Nadu, where we empower the women. We give them micro banking, self-help groups,
So
that
it's
kind
more
of a work.
about empowerment.
Empowerment. This is another wing of the Chinmaya Mission. And we train monks. People like us get trained. Every 2 years we have a training center where we train people. And recently, last 3-4 years, we have started something called Yuva Veer. It's a youth empowerment program where we call youngsters for 4 months and train them on value-based leadership.
It's a
After 4 months,
program.
leadership program and residential. So people across the world, from different parts of the world come.
And
they
how
get trained.
old do they need to be?
All young graduates. And after 4 months of training, they go and serve the community for 20 months. So after 2 years, that is 20 months of service, 4 months of training, we give them a placement in the corporate world. So basically, people with values and this leadership are entering into the corporate world. But 20 months they have served the community, and they dress like you. So when they go and talk to the youth are more inspired than someone like us going there.
Correct.
Okay, so that way we reach more and more youngsters, and we have trained 2 batches, and the 3rd batch training is going on. And I'm very happy to say 4 people from Indonesia have joined this batch, and the training is right now going on in Chennai in India. 3 youngsters from Bali and 1 girl, Komang, from Jakarta. And Chinmaya Mission Jakarta, if you see, Gurudev used to say, Gurudev, what I mean is Swami Chinmayananji, he used to say, Chinmaya Mission Jakarta is my baby, because that's the last area of development before he attained Mahasamadhi. Towards the end, he was developing this part. And here we have a temple and a meditation hall called Chinmaya Vidya Kendra, Mangala Vinayaka Mandir, where devotees come, they sit, discuss Vedant. We have our talks there. They listen to video presentations of Gurudev and other masters. And every day they have the Aarti, prayer. And here also we have Bal Vihar, study classes. These are very active programs. And some of our books are also translated to Indonesia. Yeah.
In fact, if you would like to hear more about the Mangal Vinayak temple, visit the Mangal Vinayak temple. It's in Chikini. And for more information, or you can always log on to www.indoindians.com. Swamiji comes here very regularly to give talks on Gita and other talks that all of us can listen to at any time. You could just go to the Mangal Vinayak temple, see the schedule, and